We are going to be talking about those pesky twin flames. Okay, I didn't plan it. I'm so serious. Super duper did not plan that. And also had no idea we were getting into that. I started out in my defense. I was guided to this phoenix energy that was coming off of some aspect of illustration on a box to the Sacred Power Oracle deck. Nothing to do with twin flames, but everything to do with communication and just opened up that rabbit hole. And so be it. All right. So, pretty short and sweet tonight, you guys. The cards just came out like da 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 da. And so I'm excited to get into it. However, long story short, I almost forgot to do a little something something for myself, and I definitely don't want to forget to take my vitamins. So I thought, you know what, I don't normally come on this time. I thought it best maybe I just hop on and see whomever may be, available, interested, swarming about, mayhaps. And in the meantime, I am just going to kind of like stay alive, but take myself off camera and mute for a second because I really want to get that out of the way. All right, before I forget. So, very important. As to the collective, right? So, this is why I feel like, okay, it's overlapping. I don't mind. Hopefully, you don't mind either. Usually, I'm better prepped before I come on. Usually. Okay. So, thank you for understanding when you come in. All right. You guys bear with. I see you guys trickling in. I'm here. I promise. I'm coming. I just totally forgot to take my vitamin tinctures, and I definitely don't want to forget to do that because of the hour that I ate. So, long story short, hey, 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 stick with your girl. I'm going to be on the camera and everything like usual. Just bear with. All right. I love you guys so much. Thanks for being here. Oh no, Spoonie, I see you now. I see what you're saying. I'm sorry to hear that you're going through all of that. Hopefully it works out easy peasy once you get that dropped in and new phone back at you pretty quickly. Sorry to hear that. You guys, bear with. I'm coming. I just literally don't want to forget to take all of my like I want to say medication, but it's not really medication. It is um like holistic medication with vitamins and tinctures and things. Like they're liquid, so it would be really awkward to just take on camera. Oh, and I got two more I don't like so much, so bear with because I will have to take some water. Love and light, Jazzy. Love and light, Sophie. Love and light, Yadum Fadi. All right, I'll be right back, you guys. Hold on. Thank you for bearing with. Oh, 1 second. One thing about oregano oil, that shit burns. So I thought I had it all washed down. Ugh. Okay. Health is wealth, though, right? Love and Light Fiona, I didn't get to mention you as you came in there. I was joking a bit. All right, so guys, we're talking twin flames tonight. I know it's not for everybody, but I do hope you stick around because I really appreciate your energy, you know, and what you guys chat about half the time. Just I don't know, it's fun and I enjoy it. And when I can catch it, I do like to join in, as Fiona can attest to. So don't mind me none, but you know, I like to have fun and to be chatty sometimes. Maybe not all the time, you guys. Like if you knew me in person, I probably wouldn't be like, I don't know, I can't say that because I feel like sometimes I'm just like a 50-50 split. Like I'm either the person that's like, hey, do you want to be friends? Here's what I do and can, you know, like to go to these places and things like that. Or I'm just like feeling really sensitive and just wanting to just kind of like stay focused, get in, get out, like whatever the task, whatever the environment is, like just, you know. So it's like either or. Oh, thank you, Sophie. um This one's from Hot Topic, you guys. I saw a pretty cool one today. Don't mind me, I just found a pumpkin seed left over from dinner like 20 minutes ago. Which is why I was like, oh no, I have to eat. Or eat, oh god. I was like, oh no, I had to take all of my freaking, like, my B12 and all of that shit. So, because I knew coming off a live stream, I'm not going to remember that shit. So, thanks for bearing with on that one. Plus, I just figured it would give everyone a chance to like get in and ground and like get situated, get your snacks, perhaps your drinks, perhaps, right? Um, don't mind the lighting, you guys. I'm trying to do my best. I am at a stage with my skin right now because of the detoxing where it's like I'm not like I would have to probably not be in a right mind to try to put makeup over some of this. So um and sometimes skin needs to breathe. Like you can't, you know, just maybe there's some synchronicity to that. Just because there's some ugliness to it doesn't mean that it should be hidden. And somebody said something profound earlier today that I heard, and it was like, you don't hide. I mean, hold on. Hello. You don't heal what you hide. And I was like, ooh, ain't that the truth? Right? So I'm very much actively healing. For anyone wondering what the hell might be going on with my skin, we're doing great, and you know, thank you for caring, but you don't need to be concerned or anything. That's just what's going on. So, I also even like backed off some of the celery juice because I was like, okay, maybe that's just something that's keeping things really active. It's not. I'm just, you know, Rome wasn't built in a day and it doesn't heal in a day either. And so there's levels to this. So, you know, just saying. I feel like I wanted to share that because I do know that there are some other people out there that were um, you know, trying that route for a couple days, and it really does not take long for your body to be super duper reactive to that celery juice. Just saying, okay. So, and it is definitely something that is notably connected to the skin as well. So you know, I had really bad acne, you guys, whenever I was a very young child, like to the point where like I remember my younger cousin calling me a pizza face. You know, very it hurt my feelings because the pain plus the way that it looked and the way that it felt and everything. And man, it got to the point where it like triggered some of that, and I was like, okay, we're just gonna heal through that. Everything has its purpose, pain too, right? But man, personally, I can't wait to come through. You know, I get it. I didn't get like this overnight. And, you know, sometimes when you are healing, it can be um a little overwhelming because you go, wow, I was that sick. Like, wow, I was that big kind of thing. Like, wow, I was that unhealthy. Like, and then you also start thinking, that's pretty amazing that I kept going, that I'm still standing, you know. So I'm just sharing because you know what, we've all got our something out there and all got our path. And so make it make sense for you, you guys. I'm proud of you for whatever all that means when I say to you for not giving up, okay? Because we got different stuff. I'm not mindful of that, and it's not really about me. I just was sharing just to let you guys know that basically the fact that you still exist and I still get to talk about these things with you means that you simultaneously have also not given up on your own paths. And so I like to talk about that for all of us. Hopefully that makes sense. You put oregano oil on your skin, Fiona. I maybe I should start doing that as well. I'm not exactly sure. I wonder if that'd be like a different type because there's like from one oregano oil to the next, not the same. Like I know I needed to get the food grade to be able to put it in because I don't think the ones for the skin are interchangeable and vice versa. I'm not sure about that. Um, yeah, TRAUMA is a thing, right? You'd be surprised what you can find in your armpits, you guys. I know it sounds funny, but man, stretch them out long enough and breathe and get real quiet. Anyways, but I digress. All right, so I will go on ahead and ring a ding ding here and see what you guys have for me to answer according to the live stream rules. Now, everybody's going to know if you know them. So please be that one. All right. That goes, okay, I honestly just don't know them. Let me check. All right. And where you would check for them is in the description box below this video or any video on the channel. All right. And often our super amazing moderator, Fiona, places those very live stream rules into the chat for ease of reference. So you can do it. All right. You guys got this. You're amazing enough to do it. I believe in you. All right. But what's not going to happen is somebody not following the rules and also getting an answer from your girl, because that's outside of balance, really, long and short. We don't do toxicity here on purpose, okay? I'm not saying we know everything here, always and in always, but damn it, we know enough to know better around these parts anyways, right? Just saying. And thank you, Superstar Fiona. Oh my gosh. You guys, I am not gonna lie, yesterday was jujitsu, and I know I was telling you guys about that, right? But it's hilarious like the next day where it's like you really start feeling that shit. Like, and this girl that I literally was like, okay, so you're Tinkerbell number two, because I had already called the one teacher Tinkerbell. Um, but this girl was a student, and she is like, if I don't want to be like offensive, but she's very opposite of me in stature. I'll say it that way, right? And so we were kind of like talking about that because of like body dynamics and like also like kinetics, right? Um, and you know what? There was a moment where she and the teacher, because it was a really scaled down class, she and the teacher were like, basically get out of your head about the size differential, because in the moment you've just basically, because self-defense is what it's, I'm not really taking like actual like normal jujitsu, right? But it is definitely jujitsu based self-defense training. So the point is definitely don't be RAPED, right? The point is to get away. The point is to maintain control of the situation until you can, while not escalating. Like they teach not escalating. So um but the long and the short of it is, they were saying like get out of your head and just allow yourself to flow in that, to flow in the moment, because you intuitively have to kind of gauge, okay, this mofo is about to punch, but is it going to be the lefty or the righty, yes or no, and shift accordingly. There's a flow to it. So and I thought so too is life, or at least life right now. Could you imagine if you stayed rigid man, I'd be taking uppercuts and probably lower cuts, and definitely would be, as they say, bump swept or bump sweeped. That's one of the moves. I don't know. I don't know. I can't. Um, they laugh at me because I'm like, I can't even remember all the names. Like, I have to make up my own names. There's this one I make up, and it's called. I call it monkey shin. I forget what. I forget what it's really called in reality. Not for not trying, right? But it's like, damn it, I gotta get it somehow. So, and they're just giggling at me in the corner half the time, like on the mats, like, oh my god. I'm like, listen, I gotta get the moves. But we're working into some more real time situations, and man, that's kind of exhilarating and scary. And I digress. Ultimately painful. All right, I was slammed on the mat repeatedly by that tiny girl. And I mean, very respectfully, like, it was not like actually like MMA fighting. It's not actually Fight Club. Thank God. I feel like I'd be missing an eyeball by now. It'd just be swinging. But it's a lot of fun, but it is a lot of physical work. And, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I realize it in the moment, like every time, because I'm having a lot of fun. But you guys, I don't know why I'm talking about that, but I think, in case you're wondering why my movements are like right now, like that might be why. So I should have, yeah, good on me for explaining that part. All right, so you weren't worried. Okay, flow with the current. Yes, exactly. So if we don't have any questions, cool, cool, let's get into it. So the situation is, I feel like I'm talking to a divine feminine member, when I say member, of the collective here, okay? Now, this isn't for everyone. This is also a call for you to utilize your intuition, even if you think it might be you and or the person on your mind's energies here, okay? Because what I'm not here for is fostering delusion, all right? And side note as well, if this person has been abusive towards you, has really, you know, called you out your name, you know, robbed you, you know, all the things that can come with a relationship in the lower density dynamics there that we know and now no longer love. Right, 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 right. Then there, so we don't need to spin the block, okay? Same too with this divine masculine who is returning. And you're being asked to surrender and allow for this to occur. Now, I get that this person, whoever I'm speaking to, divine feminine, referencing your divine masculine. And again, energies, okay? The genitalia could be something different. I don't care. We're talking energy here. It's fine, okay? And also for some of you, LGBTQ specifically came out, and there was a lot of low swinging in that type of dynamic as well, because it was giving masculine avatar meat suit vessel, with masculine avatar meat suit vessel, all right, to be clear and respectful, okay? But it could be any aspect of LGBTQ plus community. I'm not trying to box anyone in here. We're talking energy, okay? Now this connection is supposed to be a connection. It's a connection. It's coming through is supposed to, because the divine feminine really needs to surrender to the idea that yes, the hell, this is your fucking twin flame. I get it, right? Because it's like, okay, so this is my twin, but there's been no communication. And I know there's been no communication because this whole fucking thing started off me opening the portal here, or the rabbit hole, whatever you want to call it, with this freaking Sacred Power communication card. Why is it coming through with the Sacred Power Oracle deck? Because this person, Divine Masculine, whether guy, girl, what have you, but to be clear, Divine Masculine, all right, is having some form of Kundalini awakening. I feel like I was just talking about this, right? And they're working up, drumming up the courage, and they're being asked to, okay, to come in and communicate. What's interesting is on the 5D and perhaps beyond, this person is quite protective of you, Divine Feminine. And you know this. Can't get past the synchronicities or the direct attempts. I'm hearing to say that you also know there have been many. So this, okay, you know, I don't want to say too much personally, but you know, there could be instances where it's like you're going, you know, you get ready to have so and so over, right? Y'all gonna just Netflix and maybe chill, or maybe chill and maybe Netflix, or Netflix and chill, right? And all of a sudden, your finger bleeding. Like, it's like, what do you mean I slammed it in a drawer? Like, for why? Like, what? You know, and plans got to be canceled. Or even if they're not, because you know, you could be a stubborn baddie too, right? Oh no, the plans ain't canceled, right? Maybe there's some significance to drinking out of cans, I don't know, right? But they're not the same, right? Because you sitting there with a throbbing finger bandaged up. How sexy is that? What you want to do, wrap it in lace and just right? So there's like these inconveniences, or you meet someone new, right? And you're all and you look over because I don't know, there's some sort of electronic billboard, perhaps of sorts, or signage on the wall catches your eye because it's glowing and lit the fuck up, and you look and it's your twin's name. It's like, I talk about putting a record scratch into the situation, for those that know, okay? But this person is protecting you as well as this connection. Now, okay, there's a contract here, so it's like, can you blame them? Also, in that kind of them doing the damn thing, kind of, because you know, this realm, it's given, what the fuck, you know, where's the baddie in the divine masculine, right? And that's what they're finding, because you know, clearing out karma and the kundalini awakening, all right, understanding that they are that baddie, that king, okay, and being able to communicate from a place of, I'm hearing to say honor, that's not what I was trying to say. Oh, because this person wronged you in the past? Yeah. Oh, because they self-sabotage, because they're trying to be a control freak, because they had no control. It was just like somebody that, oh, I don't want to, hold on, I'm about to read the room, sometimes, okay, I want to read the room nicely, right? Oh, let me put the filter on, I gotta find it. Hold on. Because, you know, like people, you know, they struggle with things that they even suspect they don't have, let alone they don't have, right? So I'm not gonna tell somebody what they do and don't have right now. Just saying. Okay. You know your person. And you know if they in the past, all right, I'm not talking about future, in the past struggle with control issues. And maybe if you're being honest, you could say, yeah, me too. Right? Because you know, the mirror. Uh-huh. There's this regeneration, rebirth energy with this butterfly. Um, and so this person is going to be able to communicate a little bit more differently. Maybe you might say, communicate in general. Okay. Maybe this person in the past was avoidant. It's like now they're going to step up to the mic. I'm getting the throat clearing energy. Like, in the past, this person was stubborn about being deceptive towards you. Ooh, is that why also too, aside from that kundalini, that ass is clearing karma? Yeah, was sat down, had to reflect, boy. So which wolf you feeding? There's that wolf again, right? Interesting. But you can't really blame him, because how you gonna judge him for being in existence on a soul journey and connected to you so damn intimately? You should give a fuck, and you should be cheering them on. Make sense? Makes sense to me. All right. Now again, you thinking this is your twin flame, and this mofo that you feel is coming back to communicate hurt you, lumped you up, okay? Maybe made you throb anywhere than between your legs, okay? This is not your twin. If that mofo comes back around, hell to the no. All right, you tell your guys to take care of it. Don't even lift a finger. That's that kind of, you don't need to, okay? Because you deserve to be in your soft era now. You deserve your roses and candy now, because you have been doing the work, all right? 444 could be a number of some significance that you may want to look up, all right? But you have been doing the work to, you're not necessarily clearing karma. You are, you know, they say like, okay, down here, Earth is like an Earth school, okay? So this would be like you just, this masculine is just now kind of like coming through with the come through on the self-reflection. You live that way. like you maybe do some form of mirror work, but really I'm just getting this as like a proverbial mirror, illustrated and not necessarily physical. Okay, though you could scry, you could do some form of mirror work, but this is also telling of you mirroring this person. Now, it's well and good to think that the mirror is always just an exact, frame by frame, movement by movement, replication and copy. Not always the case with the twin flame dynamic, okay? Because it's not a literal mirror. Does that make sense? And often the divine feminine is, left to kind of lead the way in many respects, especially spiritually. All right. It's not that the divine feminine doesn't have their, bounty, as it were, or their perks, or that they're coming to the table empty. It's just that referable to this spiritual work, this enlightenment, this soul journey. Okay. And this masculine could have been real stubborn too. Somebody could have been a runner, or maybe they, like jogged for exercise or something. This person could have had, they could have enjoyed attention from others and were deceptive on the strength of that. It's like, I'm hearing had in the hand. Yeah, I don't like that. But there's this rebirth, right? It's interesting. Look at you guys. Divine Masculine's coming in to mirror you now. See? All right? Yet there is some aspect of it's not a direct reflection, and that's okay. There's something that, yeah, okay, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. There's something referable to the twin flame dynamic. Okay, and you guys, if you know, you know, right? But sometimes it's more, I was talking earlier about like, I felt like I'm a 50-50 split, like not regarding twin flames, but there's a 50-50 version. Then there is variabilities referable to what is overarching or underarching for divine masculine as well as divine feminine energies within each divine masculine vessel as well as divine feminine vessel. Say it that way, because can't be saying guy, girl, what have you, right? But so hopefully that makes sense. And so there is some aspect, it's almost like, they're showing me a puzzle piece. You guys fit together and there's no question about it, but you ain't the same. You guys you would be in a room filled with people, or you'd be in a room filled with people that know you or not, and you would go together. Nobody would question it, but everybody would say there's no way that you guys are the same. Like, you're not put together the same. You don't have the same aspected personality in the same, way. You don't have the same mannerisms, perhaps. But energetically, there's that special fit, okay, which I find that's pretty cool. You can be seeing 777 as well, all right? And interestingly enough, we've been talking about shadow work. This card says, honor your shadow self and let it reveal any hidden mysteries to you. A completion is near. So you guys are clearly still in separation, but this person is coming back to communicate. Do not hop on the phone. Do not hop on the fence. Do not hop under a rock. Okay, you are to embrace this. If you want to call separation a void, I don't know why you would. Okay, and this is where oracle cards can get quite limiting because they do have the text. I'm getting this, and it's illustrative depiction to really represent that the divine feminine is to continue on her path as she pleases, all right, finding wholeness in self, so that when this person comes back around, okay, with this communication, and maybe you've been, wanting to say, like, I've been waiting. And to be clear, whoever's wanting to say that you've been waiting for this communication, I really do truthfully believe the only way you could be in that energy, okay, is if on top of it, you have this intuitive awareness that they are coming back in. And this could be a hell of a cycle, because they could have, it's talking about working up a courage. So, I mean, this could be definitely, months. It could be definitely years, okay, that this person, and, you being your divine feminine intuitive ass, okay, could have been feeling the pull, right? And so, you did great though, upholding your sacred boundaries, all right, even referable to this twin flame. And you guys, don't let titles fool you. Don't let titles give somebody a free pass. If somebody says, oh, well, it's well and good that I, take your money from your purse while you're sleeping because I'm your boyfriend. Hell to the no one eats. That's robbery. Like, it just is what it is. You can't just rename it just because there's this dynamic that clearly also in there either, because how are you going to be a friend taking? A friend of any sort, let alone a friend and a lover. Ooh, that's not adding up. And it is what it is. All right. The truth of the matter. Right. So honor your shadow self, because the shadow self is part and parcel of the ways you are to flow. Okay. In that flow state and with ease to uphold sacred boundaries. Right. If you had to uphold a boundary, chances are it's not going to go over so well if you pick the nicest, most naive version of yourself that you could ever come up with, dream up with, or remember you to be, right? Um, you wouldn't necessarily, unless that's part of some sort of strategy, right? You wouldn't necessarily choose that. You choose the one that says, hey, I mean what I'm telling you right now. You better back up. I am not feeling safe. Back up, right? It's, and maybe you do have to repeat, the most kindest version of yourself would be all like, I was just thinking that, they're not going to get the point of, it's not going to be as an effective, conversation or communication, right? You need to get your point across and understood. And so too with energy, you guys, it takes a bit of that shadow self to understand how to work it. Again, we're not a collective of people that go, who can I screw over today as soon as our feet hit the side of the bed, you know? Just saying. So, of course, we do still have to honor, though, just the same, that there's this darkness and lightness. There's this yin and yang, right? Energy with which to operate inside of balance. Okay, that's the goal. To live your highest vibrational timeline, your best life, your soft air, as it were, right? So, honor your shadow self, okay? Keep those sacred boundaries upheld. You guys are literally really coming through with that mirroring energy in a healthful state. You guys were mirroring before, right? Triggers and traumas. Oh my. Now it's giving this rebirth energy after having self-reflection, been sat down, spoken to, meditated. All right, your cosmic family also coming through with the come through. There could be some significance to Saturn. Maybe you enjoy that Saturn song by SZA. All right. And this is all coming into fruition in divine order. All right. Why? Because you can't force wholeness. Oh, yeah, I'm done healing. Yeah, okay. What? Who said that? That's like somebody saying, oh, yeah, I know everything. Okay. Okay. Just can't learn no more. You just can't. There's nothing else. You know what I mean? Even Einstein, like, wasn't even sleeping, like, trying to, like, okay, like, what about this? And check the confirmation of that, right? There's always something to learn, you guys. Always something to learn. I'm trying to figure out if I can show these dudes. I'm gonna do it like this. Okay, so LGBTQ in the house, you guys. And y'all already know you've been doing the damn thing up on that 5D and beyond. Okay. Um, there could be some significance to white doves as well. But divine feminine, you've done the work. You know, you did the damn thing. Okay, that was you. um, balancing that shit out, and that's what I mean by divine feminine kind of stepping up, right, to lead, and divine masculine kind of like bringing in the rear, to play catch up, to then come in ultimately, and communicate. Oh, where's the communication? Oh, how the hell did I lose the whole communication card? Ain't no way. Somebody is really kind of. This is giving like. This is giving Homer Simpson like backing up through the bushes. It's almost like going through and backing up, going through and backing up. This freaking divine masculine. This could be for a few different reasons, you guys. I didn't really get into that part. I do have a message from this person though. But it could be because of what they put you through. They could feel guilty. They could know more than you know about what all they've done, what all they've put you through. Again, Spirit's bringing me back to this clearing karma card. So, like, okay, because you can't just be doing this. You know what I'm saying? And have your boundaries about that shit too, you guys. You know, because, okay, hear me out, because I did see in the cards as well that this person has a tendency to just be like, you know, in their head, like it's freaking like Pee-wee's Playhouse up there. Just, connect that, that's, you know, just, right? But this shit ain't reality, and the whole time you're being pulled on energetically, which energy is everything, right? About this, right? But this person kind of low-key, high-key making a comfort zone out of the Pee-wee Playhouse dome space that they're creating up there, where you guys live happily together and do this all the fucking time, right? Not fair to divine feminine, divine masculine, cross watcher, if that's you. Make it make sense. Also, come in and get all of that. I'm saying, where was the problem? What's the problem? You know, that Kundalini activation is what is really part of that divine timing. Because you can't just be, I mean, you can't energetically be ready until you are for this shit. Like, you guys want to sit there and be like, but it's my twin, it's my masculine, it's my feminine, right? And we are one, this, that, and the third. Here's the thing, though. It, where you are, okay, there's connectivity to, what we talk about? The cosmos? Yeah, Going all the way back to where? Source. Okay? So you are a direct conduit to source, right? Energy. Yep. So how are y'all gonna have a normal dating dynamic? Make it make sense. This is making me think of that freaking movie again with Will Smith, where he plays Hancock. Okay, it's like y'all can't, and it's so funny because it was kind of like when they, I forget, it wasn't Charlize Theron. I'm thinking Apex right now. Fuck, I forget the girl's name, the blonde in there. Kim Basinger, was it Kim Basinger? They couldn't even stay. Hancock and the girl could not stay together too long because there was this alchemical shit, biochemical shit going on. All right, and I don't know if y'all know this, but when two twin flames, like for real, when they get together, you know, maybe one does feel icy. I know I felt this. I almost passed out just inside of myself, and I knew it was my body. It was so crazy. Just saying, okay? So, like, you can't, like, you know how you can't lie to God? Like, you can't lie and be like, yeah, I'm ready. Because energy is going to show that shit. It's like we say, like, you can't lie about following along the live stream rules when we're gonna know. Okay? It's gonna be so apparent. And the divine don't want you going through another cycle of disappointment over, oh, not yet, right? So, I really don't feel like this person is going to be able to come in outside of divine timing, which also means simultaneously you can't try to hop the fence, as it were. All right. But what you can do is live your best life and continue to enjoy yourself. Enjoy the freedoms that do come with singlehood. Okay. There's perks to just about everything if you want to look at it like that, right? Some people don't even normally want to get paired up, and maybe obviously that was probably part and parcel of this dynamic, okay? Because we're talking about separation even now. But this is your twin flame. You're not crazy, for whom all ever this message is for, okay? And this person wants you to know it's dark without you. They know the way that they've treated you is wrong. There's a lot of regret behind this one, okay? And they're noticing that you are the one that, like, was just there in their corner. Like, they're realizing the people that are around them are just takers, maybe even abusers, right? But definitely users, definitely people trying to keep them down. They're saying, people around them, in their neck of the woods, in their family, however it makes sense to say. I know I'm speaking somebody's truth because my nose wants to do that thing. They don't believe in this person. And guess what? You probably know exactly how that feels, right? Huh? Yeah? Uh-huh. That's kind of how this works, right? They're saying because of some aspects of childhood trauma, they're still figuring themselves out. This could be connecting to sexual orientation, doesn't have to be the case. This could be just, again, connecting to that confidence, just trying to have courage and be, less stubborn in rigidity and more stubborn in faith, okay? Um, but they have intentions as soon as they're ready, man. As soon as they're ready, they have intentions to come in. All right. But this is that red flag energy I was talking about earlier. Like, okay, this person gets a little stuck. All right. It's like that's sweet and cute and everything to have visions, but why don't we just make memories? You know what I mean? Because that'd be better for both of us, not just an unrequited situation, or a half-assed situation, dare I say. But it is what it is. They're questioning at times, what they've done to deserve somebody like you. Somebody that makes them feel when others just could never. You know, somebody that they want to look for. When normally they spend their time flushing the world out. You know, they long for your kiss. Okay, yeah, there's definitely some significance to this portal, this smexual portal energy. All right, and maybe it leads with a kiss every time. Um, they're concerned that you might leave. Okay, this person has wounds, childhood trauma, maybe parental figures have shown this person at a very early age how unreliable folks can be, especially the ones that tell you I love you, I'm for you, kind of thing. Um, and also, they've got this self-confidence issue. What do you even see in me? You know, so again, they need to work on that, because your job in any connection is never to be like, you're okay, you're a great person, I love you. And now, mind you, there's many ways to um, share those sentiments and in those very same words, and they're very appropriate. What I mean is, if you're in a dynamic, and I don't care if this is girlfriend, boyfriend, if it's amorous, platonic, and someone expects you to make them happy as a source of their own happiness, that is toxic as fuck. And it's not even doable. Ask me. I've tried. I've tried in several different dynamics. It never ends well, because you can't make somebody else happy, right? Yes, you can bring them joy, contentment, satisfaction, sexual, release, etc., etc. But you can't make someone happy. That's an inside job. And unless and until people learn that, they're never going to be happy. They'll be lying to themselves and others. that they're happy and never really know what happiness is. And I feel like that's sad. I feel like it should be talked about more so that people actually do choose to heal a lot more. Because I feel like the world would be better if people would just heal. Okay. But this person is better with their mind than their heart, they're saying. And I laughed at this when this shit came out because I thought, what are you talking about? That you're better with your mind? What do you see in me? Will you leave me like the others? Why do I deserve someone like you? See, people lie to themselves, okay? And you know what? When you're around a bunch of people that don't give a fuck about you, you don't even know you're doing it. And even if others around you notice, they don't care to tell you or show you otherwise, you know? It's so interesting because then, you know, it's almost like people like us come along and we're like, oh, here's this other way. And they get mad and all like rabid raccoons. Like it's, ugh. But this person deep down, they're afraid to lose you. And I thought, this is odd because you're in fucking separation. So, like, how do you have this person? And that makes me think, hey, make sure you're keeping your energetic boundaries, you guys, okay? Because if you are always feeding or letting this person feed off of you in the 5D kind of thing, and I get it, you're the same, right? But you've got your own vessel to power up. Does that make sense? You know, keep your boundaries. Don't overdo it. Even for this twin flame or soulmate, you may want to say, who cares the title? You shouldn't overdo it for anyone, especially, you know, someone who's not even giving you bare minimum. If that's if that's this type of person that you think you're here for, that you know is your twin flame that you know like never ever gave, never ever showed you some of the good, as well as perhaps some of the bad that you've got going on in the sense of, um, you know, shadow work and not in the sense of Fight Club, to be clear, okay? Because if it's given Fight Club, if it's given bruises, broken blood vessels, that's not your twin flame, to be clear, okay? I just want to be clear about that because there are many narcissists out there that will take advantage of people thinking, you know, dynamic is one way, because there's such a thing as well as a karmic twin flame. It's a bit tricky, I know. So I'm ringing the bell, final call, you guys. And we are going to take a look at the chart placements and initials just to see what we can get out of the deck referable to tonight's twin flame message. All right, pretty short and sweet, you guys. Thanks for hanging around. Hopefully somebody got something out of that. Again, not here to feed delusion, so please utilize that intuition of yours, you guys. Really appreciate it. I made this track just before going on the live stream tonight, you guys, and I just made it in haste. And now I'm thinking, oh, I gotta mess with the tempo. It's still not right. I was just grateful to get something else out because those strings were kind of like dramatic, like, and also boring. I gotta fix that. I want to get better so I have like a better repertoire to work with from one session to the next without getting copywritten. I'm surprised more creators don't do it, but with today's technology, it's pretty easy. All right, so we've got Aquarius at the bottom of the deck, you guys, for chart placements. We've got Taurus, Cancer, Leo, and Scorpio coming out as well. We've got F, G, Q, R, M, and there's some significance to Rio, whether a name or Rio de Janeiro, and M. Oh, and D. Okay, D was hiding. D was trying to be on the down low. No, let me stop. All right, let's see here, you guys. Let me put this back before I forget. And let me hydrate. Okay, let me see. All right, so positive bear, love and light. Okay. Oh, Rochelle and Tishara. Oh. Okay, let me see. Oh, it's Ishara or Tishara. Wait, no, let me see. Is it really over for Rochelle? I got yes, but you know, this is giving regret here. Um, but it does seem like this new cup coming in. You know, sometimes with the King of Swords being at the bottom, um, I mean, this is your yes, but this is also another yes. You know, sometimes you go through what you go through with people, with connections, maybe even organizations, you know, institutions, places of employment, you know, just to learn. And so when you realize that, it's like, okay, well, no foul, no harm. I learned my lesson, or I understand more now, or I'm more experienced now, and you can move on. So it seems like that new cup is promising. So that might be the other Ishara, is what I'm getting. All right, so love and light, positive there. Okay, let's love and light, Abigail. Um, so you, if you ask me what's coming in love and I say yes or I say no, will you understand that? Because I wouldn't. So if you can go back and reread the live stream rules that are in the chat, Abigail, and then ask me a different question, that'd be best. Okay, and I'm gonna move on to Caitlin. All right. Okay, let me see here. Yes, this is a soulmate that will build with you. I don't see any problem here at all, except for your anxiety, which, why the hell would you self-sabotage that, Caitlin? So, yeah, this person is a soulmate. They're looking to build. The building energy, this is working with, not against the connection, came out showing itself more so than what came out first, which is the soulmate energy. All right, and the bottom of the deck is just outing you. Don't do that, okay? Because that would be you doing it. See, he's not even there. All right, so just saying. If you're thinking he's coming in with something pretty special and shiny, perhaps he might be. What I see. All right, but don't self-sabotage it either way, Caitlin. Goodness. All right, let's see here about John Pace coming back. India, love and light. Ooh, as I look down at that star card, hold on, we gotta see what comes out though. Yes, here's the stitch though, India. John gotta close out a cycle. All right. It's so funny because this temperance energy, oh look, there he goes. Ooh, okay, hold on. Yeah. He's got to work at some things to close out a cycle. I don't know exactly what all that means for a free yes, no, and alive. I'm already doing a lot here. But he's working towards being able to bring in a new beginning, and it is happy. That's what I got. But back to this, I wanted to say it felt like judgment, like a decision was made. Now it makes sense as to why it felt like that. But that's what I had gotten off that temperance angel energy. All right, indicating need for balance, closing out the cycle with that Wheel of Fortune energy as well. But it's working in your favor, not against. All right. Okay, let's see about Jay loving you in a romantic way here, Abigail. Okay. All right. Let's see about Jay. Oh. Yeah, baby. You coming in as wish fulfillment. All right. At first, I was like, okay, just all right with the wand and shit up. Like, and though, like, because and. But this is indicating your wish fulfillment for him. All right. Or for them, whoever Jay is. All right. That's what I have for you, Abigail. All right. Let's see here. YBC input. Okay, I see YBC. Sorry, babe, I didn't see that the first time. Let me see here. Okay, here we go. Okay. Okay, let me see. Yeah, YBC, you gotta wait for the bell to ring, and then everybody puts their questions in. That's why you're asking if I'm answering. Not that good. Like you come in like it's Burger King or something. Even if I could be, I wouldn't, because I feel like that'd be a lot of work and a lot of pressure for some free yes nos. Like, damn, I gotta stop the message for everybody to be like, yes, no. I don't think so. I'm trying this whole time to check. I'm not actually just talking shit. I'm trying here. YVC. Ooh. Ooh wee. Damn. I'm getting it's a yes, but it's somebody is stubborn. I don't know if they like to fight, but they damn sure fighting with the third party. You're coming in as a pretty strong magician, right? As far as you wanting this and wish fulfillment, this, that, and the third, and hoping and praying. This person is a very high level soulmate of yours, so it makes sense the passion coming through. But this person making the decision, that ain't gonna come through no time soon. It's almost like they're just going to adapt to the arguments. You know, like it's like you're trying to get them to decide to like leave, and they're trying to decide how to just maintain for a while. And you know what? It takes healing. You'd have to love yourself enough to be like, you know what? I'm actually gonna get away from you, even if money's involved. You know, even if there's a loss or a sacrifice. You go, I can't choose this other person who's draining me over me, right? And because you know what happens too if you don't. The divine's going to come in with any scenario to make sure that you are removed and or remove yourself. All right. So it's giving yeah, but when? Might not be until like next summer. Next summer, not. So it's giving 2027. All right. That's what I have for you. All right. So this is the bell that we ring whenever we're doing that, if that makes sense. Okay. Okay, let me see. Oh, hold on. I mean, logically, I go, yep, you need a phone, Spoonie, right? Because how would you ever make an appointment ever again? Yeah, you need to, if the financial budget is small, okay, you need to pick the phone, okay? Pick the phone. And even if you got to look at it this way, there's organizations that there's a greater potential that you can get assistance for creamsicle for than you could, sadly, to get assistance with getting a cell phone. So that's what I got for you. The star card is definitely a yes. Wait, Charlize Theron? It's Charlize Theron in Hancock? Are you sure? I thought it was Kim Basinger. Okay. Wait, no, I answered those. Hold on. Love Light Teresa. Okay, let me see. No, I think the karma is already played out for that, if that makes sense. Spirit saying learn the lesson and start anew, not in a repetitive nature. Because you guys, when you do shit like that, you're saying, God, I know, or universe, I know you back me, but let me just play you, right? And then you can fuck up your life, you know? It's your choice, but shit, man. Do you want that? You know what I mean? Because you already got that, trying to get what you was getting anyways. Because that's how the swords card came out like that. You know what I'm saying? Just saying, you guys. Okay? No judgment. I'm just saying, like, we all have to make choices, right? And so it should be our goal that we make the highest vibrational choice. But also, it's nice to talk about what is really going on when you are versus are not making choices of certain varieties, okay? Because, of course, there's such a thing as morals and standards. It's like you wouldn't just want to take from somebody, right? But at the same time, there's also karmic justice, okay? And so I feel like a lot of people don't think about that part. They're just like, okay, checks and balances, like, oh, okay, no, yeah, we can just cover it up. But the divine sees all, okay? And so, it's not me saying anything about like, oh, I feel like somebody's a bad person at all. I'm not judging. We've all been in really bad, difficult situations, and who's to say who would do what if your back's up against the wall? I'm mindful of that. I've always kind of taken on that philosophy. So, dealings with certain aspects of my career, I see a lot of different people and their struggles. So I'm mindful of that. I'm just saying that when you are in an action, let's take money off the table, right? Let's put love on, if you can call it that, because some people are just crazy and thinking that this is love and it's not. If you if you decide that you want so and so to love you, and let's say you bippity boppity, right? Well, I'm gonna get them from their wife, I'm gonna get them from their girl, I'm just gonna get them in general, right? And you're manipulating, okay? That's what's going on. You're not being faith filled, you're not trusting the divine. And some of you, so much to the point where it could be that others no longer look to you as trustworthy, and so you wouldn't want that. And so in the moment, you guys, it's not necessarily easy or normal to think of some of these repercussions on the other side of some of these actions, but it's nice to talk about so that we do stay vigilant and mindful of what we are really doing when we are making choices and when we are creating actions. Okay, but I'm grateful that the answer came out the way that it did so that you can continue to live in peace. But at the same time, it's interesting because that card was not very peace filled, connecting to the mental space there, Teresa, at the same time. So see, karmic justice is just what it is. Oh, thank you, India. Love and light. Um, yeah, I don't think, no, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we talked about John Pace for India. We did. You're very welcome, Positive there. Um, and you're welcome, Caitlin. You're very welcome, India. And Abigail, thank you. All right, let's see here. Okay, Susan, love and light. Yes, we've done Fiona, we've done India's question. Thank you, babe. Okay, I'll have to go back. I didn't realize that was Charlize Theron. It's crazy. She's different in the face a little bit. Like her nose and everything. Love and light, Vincente. Let me see here. Susan. Wow, Susan, you want to look at this? This is for you, okay? Will your finances go good? Well, this is a yes, but I bet you resonate with that picture more than you resonate with the yes currently, right? You want to know what's right underneath that shit, though? So you're almost there, almost there. And guess what else was out here, too? Ooh, wee, divine breakthrough assistant type of energy here. Okay, so it looks like for your work you will receive double. All right, so for your positivity and faith you will receive double. However it makes sense for you there, Susan, but you're doing something good. All right, keep going, and congratulations. That is a big fat ginormous yes. Okay, all right, let's see here. It's actually earlier than when we're normally on. That's probably what's disorienting, Fiona. I'm usually coming on about now, or not even like. And you're very welcome, Susan. That's okay. No worries, Fiona. You're doing great as always, and no pressure. All is well, you guys. I started telling myself lately, like, don't make a problem when there isn't a problem, you know, or like, sometimes aspects of my central nervous system I have to like regulate, and you know, that's part of the process. I'll just look around and be like, there's no problem, don't make it a problem, like all is well. And then I just turn it more into a celebratory energy than an anxious filled energy. um, but yeah, that's what we had tonight, you guys. I don't know, I guess I'm trying to think if there's anything Spirit wants to say else. Any deck I'm guided to. I'm excited to get into this, but was not guided to do so tonight. And gosh, that would have made probably for a very in-depth, scary AF twin flame experience. Oh yeah, this is my right. This is my right. It's probably backwards on the screen. That's funny. I love you guys. You guys know that. I noticed at a very young age that true love was important, and was also missing from the world, you know? So I think even as a child, I try to take on the persona or the perception of, you know, be the change. But sadly was severely misguided because that just led me to be like more of a people pleaser, and especially for my mom, who definitely could not be made happy. Not for me not trying, kind of thing, right? So that's why I'm like, you guys, it could be any dynamic. It doesn't really matter, that you could be tested in that. And you know, I do hope that you do keep, as the card stated, those sacred boundaries of light, Sha. Because it's a life-saving and path-saving type of education to have, right? Just like we say, like, hey, take the rose-colored glasses off. If you even find yourself having freaking rose-colored glasses, it's best to just shatter them immediately, just so that there is no potentiality down the road, right? That you can be essentially, again, for the gabillionth time, the overgiver, the overlover, you know, kind of thing. Coming to America is a great movie. I should watch that. I wish, I wish that this platform were so different, where it was more like Zoom and that we could share like imagery and things, because that'd be so fun to have that shit running in the background while we like got into the cards. But I dare not try that. I already got a strike on the strength of just having a piece of a screen of Bob's Burgers in the background. No noise. Golly. So they don't make it easy for us creators. So thank you guys for supporting the channel, for hanging out with your girl. Especially for those that knew the message wasn't going to resonate and you just stuck through it anyways. I fucking love you guys. Thank you for being amazing. Whether you are an A1 day one, or we just met, or we meet next year, okay? I love you nonetheless. And thank you for not giving up, you guys. And until the next time, please know you are loved. I love you guys. And you got this. Whatever you're facing, you're going to face it, and you're going to get through it. And you're going to come out on the other side greater than before. There's really no choice anymore. Not for you anyway. In a good way, right? Not a threatening manner, okay? All right. Oh, Shaw has a question. You got a vegan brownie? I can't even do that shit because of the freaking sugar. I'm like, ugh. I wanted ice cream earlier today, guys. I got sad. I was like, ah. But I do the Calafia, if that's yeah, Calafia Farms organic coconut milk is really good. So sometimes I just pretend like when I'm drinking it, I'll just pretend like it's like melted ice cream that was in the bowl. Like a former version of me. A way former How about the other day I was like talking to my kid and I'm like, yeah, like, you know, can you believe I don't get into brand names and things or products because I don't want any hits, but I was like, can you believe like I haven't you know, touched this like energy drink, you know, blah 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 blah. And my kid goes, yeah, mom, because it's not the first time you've done this. You've done this with this and that, and like named, like, just read me to filth, right? Like a whole listing of products and like food items and things. And I was just like, well, damn, like, thanks. But she meant it like encouraging, but I was just like, when you think about it, like, but she was saying it like she was proud of me. And I was just like, okay. But I felt like she came for me a little bit. Love and light, James. All right, let's see how to like, okay. Okay, let me see here. Well, okay, here's the thing, Shaw, and I need you to know I'm not coming for you at all. I also need you to know I can empathize on an extremely personal note. Okay, not that it's a contest, right? But I didn't want you feeling like I was being callous when I say this. I'm gonna check the cards. They're right here, I promise, right? But if you are sitting there of a mindset that you're not sure if you will fully heal, I can't let you walk away in that mindset because that is going to solidify you damn sure don't fully heal. And you've got to fully heal. You're here to fully heal and move on, right? Right. Okay. So I even had a surgeon one time, you guys, Dr. Seth Steber. He was such a gentleman and a wonderful doctor and a very caring doctor. And he told me, he was like, if you go into the surgery, so I had to have ankle stents, titanium stents placed into both of my ankles at one point because I was born flat-footed and long story short, just the compounded pressure, it just was so heavy and then I had got pregnant and that pressure, like it just was bad, right? So I ended up having to do something about it and I needed surgery. And he said, if you go into the surgery fearing it, feeling bad about it, he's basically like, you shouldn't have it because the success rate of the surgery, like the type of surgery that it is, etc., and just the fact that, you know, you're being cut open anyways, you know. So long story short, you guys, if you believe something, and it could be something ludicrous, right? Like something insane. If you believe something long enough, you're going to at least get symptoms of it, if not live out the experience that way. So if you can actually make sense of crazy, what you would do here, Shaw, is to delusion yourself into believing that you have to fully heal from that. And feel it as if it's already a thing. You're just walking it out. Okay? That's just my 2 cents. That's me loving you through it. I'm not trying to anger you or pressure you or make you feel bad or call you out. Okay? But that's what I know helps and works. And that's what I know, you know, should be part of your mental state. Okay? Just saying. All right? Just putting your best foot forward. Oh, thank you, Fiona. She's a riot. I miss her so much. But yeah, she's my I love her. Anyway, I always tell her, like, thank you for loving me, because I know it's a choice, because so many people in my life have shown me, like, yeah, that's a choice that they're not willing to make, and not even understandably so. So you guys can't assume your kids are always going to make that choice either, you know. I just like to honor love where I find it. Now, here we go, Shaw. This is what I was talking about. Was your victory. You just had to straighten your crown. All right? This is literally talking about victory and success. All right? You just had to straighten your crown, babe. You were already on this horse riding there too. Okay? You to the healing and to the job. You got this. All right? You got this. Good on you. All right, you guys. I think this is where I leave you. Thank you for being amazing. Thank you for not giving up as usual. And thank you for being part of the collective. I have the best collective, hands down. Ain't nobody telling me any different. All right, and same deal with the moderators. Fiona, thank you for being a superstar as always. Yeah, mind over matter. You guys, trust me, I'm literally doing that right now. I don't want to get into it, but like literally right now. So if I can do it, you know, and I came here and gave you your messages, you guys, you can do it with me. How about that? We can do it together. That's why I'm always like, no contest, because we're doing this shit together, and it's big things. All right, superstar stuff. Okay, you better act like you know, so you live it out. I love you guys. Stay strong. Bye.